Hey everyone, my name is Julian and welcome to Adorama TV. Today I'm going to give you a full breakdown of my audio kit, my audio workflow, how I capture audio on set. So the first thing we're going to break down is what we call the talking head interview or the sit-down interview. This is very common in the corporate world to get information or communicate a certain message, or in the doc world, of course, to capture that story. So here we are, everything's set up. Lights, camera, action, things look great. I'm sitting where our talent is going to be sitting, talking straight to camera. So on the audio side of things, this is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need a C stand or a light stand, but I prefer a C stand for its strength, a sandbag, 2 XLR cables, a grip head at the top of the C stand, a boom pole holder, a boom pole, shock mount, and a shotgun microphone. People have asked me over the years, Julian, do you use a lav microphone when you do these sit-down interviews? Personally, I do not. Wireless lavaliers are great, and we'll talk about that in our next section. But in my personal opinion, a shotgun microphone sounds much better, much more present from using a wireless lavalier system in this scenario. Just to prove that to you, we'll switch from the lavalier system that I'm speaking into now to this shotgun microphone right into this camera, and you're gonna hear the difference. You're gonna hear that it's warmer, it's more present, the quality is just that much better. It's simple, it plugs straight into the camera. There aren't many things that could fail. Shotgun microphones for this setup are the right tool for the job. You're also gonna need headphones. You need to monitor your audio when you're recording. You don't wanna be surprised by anything in post-production because you didn't monitor your audio. Lastly, I highly suggest that you have timecode generators. Timecode generators sync each one of your cameras in a multi-camera situation to each other. So in post-production, it's very easy to edit. We're inside right now, so I don't have a windscreen or a dead cat on this microphone, but if we were outside, whether or not it was windy, it would be a pretty good idea to have a dead cat or a windscreen on this mic. Now that we've gone through everything you need to capture really good audio for a sit-down or talking head interview, let me show you how we put it all together. The C stand is attached to the grip head, which is attached to the boom pole holder, which then runs the boom pole, the shock mount, and the shotgun microphone. We have an XLR cable going from the microphone into the camera, which provides phantom power, which powers the shotgun microphone. So I can't stress this next part enough. And if you get one thing out of this video, this is it. Mic placement. Mic proximity, it's the most important thing. This is called on axis, when the microphone is placed perfectly above my nose and right in line with my face. If this were to be off or over, that's off axis. You do not want this. This is not something that you could just throw up in the air and say, okay, I've got a shotgun microphone up there, it should sound great. If you don't place this correctly, it's not going to sound great. So this is really important. As far as placement and proximity is concerned, a really good rule of thumb is about 12 to 18 inches away from the mouth. Any farther than that, it's gonna sound distant and less present. And any closer than that, you'll probably be in the shot, potentially picking up what's called plosives, so P's and P. So you generally want the microphone just out of frame. So what about levels? Well, in general, we wanna record our audio levels between -12 and -6 dB. We don't want to go much lower than that because it won't be loud enough, and we don't want to go much higher than that because anything higher than -6 is getting towards 0 and a microphone could clip. So adjust your camera's internal preamp accordingly. That pretty much wraps up everything for you to be able to record really good audio for that sit down or talking head interview. But what happens if your subject or your client needs to get up and go? So this is called the walk and talk, the walking interview. It's a great way to go through a space. It's visually stimulating. In the corporate world, we can use it to explain something or help elevate, tell the story. And in the documentary world, sometimes you're just thrown into situations and you've got to get up and go. So this is how I would approach it from an audio perspective. So this is where you're going to pull out your wireless pair, your lavalier system. You're going to need a transmitter with a lavalier microphone and the receiver. We're gonna plug that straight into the camera. And don't forget your headphones. Even though you're moving around, you still wanna monitor your audio. So this is Greg, he's the chief engineer here at this sound recording studio that we're in, and he's gonna be giving us a studio tour of the space today. I'll give him the freedom to do anything he wants. I want things to feel and look natural. As long as my wireless signal is strong and my lavalier is placed correctly, I shouldn't have to worry about anything. When choosing a wireless system, you definitely want something that works within your budget. If you're going to buy something on the cheaper end, you might have interference when it comes to walls or other people, phones, or Wi-Fi within the space. This is the Sennheiser EWDP, and why I love this one in particular is that the signal is incredibly strong and reliable. He could walk on the other side of these walls and the signal would still be strong. So now I'm going to show you how to properly place a lavalier microphone. I want to be respectful, so I want to ask Greg, do you feel comfortable? Can I just put this down your shirt there? So we're going to carefully drop this down his shirt. He's going to catch it on the way down, and we're going to pull the slack all the way through. Now this microphone, this lavalier microphone, has a clip on it. There's other options you can do. You can have stickies where you can have the lavalier stick and hide in the shirt. A couple things. Number one, it's going to hide. You won't be able to see it, so sometimes that's a good thing. It's just important to understand that if you do that, that shirt is going to absolutely muffle the sound. The ideal position for this lav is somewhere just barely above the sternum. You don't necessarily want it to be so tight under the chin. You'll get what's called the chin effect. You'll start to lose a lot of quality if it gets too close under the chin there. I love this sweater. It's absolutely perfect for our use. I'm going to use this clip just to clip it right to his sweater like that. And then I might clean up the cable by buttoning this. I actually don't think we need it. What's cool about a dark sweater like this is it almost hides the lavalier microphone. Yes, we can see it, but it is in optimal placement for really good sound quality. Then we're gonna just wrap our cable, do a little cable management here, nice and tight. We definitely don't want this pulling on the lavalier. You don't have your cell phone in your pocket, do you?
No.
So let's just place that in your pocket. It's best to remove any cell phones. You don't wanna worry about interference or anything like that. So everything looks great. The capsule is away from the shirt. We don't want any ruffling or anything like that. I think we're good to go.
Great.
Now you know how to record really high quality audio for that sit-down interview or that talking head, and you can even do it when you need to get up and go. I really hope this video helps you record better audio. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll be sure to answer every single one of them. Thanks for hanging out today, and we'll see you in the next one.